I made over $1 million just last month on just one of my Shopify dropshipping stores. Let me show you, this is all real, this is all legit. I'll do a quick refresh here so you can see this is all real. And this is on average over $30,000 per day in sales. Now, this might seem like super out of reach for you, but I want you to know that making money with dropshipping is not actually as hard as you think, especially after you master creating and running ads for your products. So today I'm going to give you all of the knowledge I know about dropshipping ads in the next few minutes here. And this is literally a brain dump of 8 years of hard-earned experience. So take a pen, take notes, and let's get into it. All right, so lesson number one, creative is king. And 80% of your results will come from your ad creative, not your targeting. And if your creative sucks, nothing else matters. So the way Facebook algorithm works these days is it analyzes everything about your ads. It analyzes the person you have in your ads, if you have any actors. It analyzes the content. It analyzes the ad copy. It literally analyzes everything that you have in your ads. And then it tries to put that ad in front of the person who's most likely to buy. A few years ago, you could play around with targeting, like you could play around with some little like settings on your campaigns and it would show it to the right kind of people and somehow those people would purchase and you would be super profitable. These days, Facebook controls everything. And so your job and the only thing that you can control from your side is to give Facebook the best piece of content possible so it can put it in front of the right person who will buy your products. Next lesson I learned is that you have to test at least 10 creatives per product. So the more variations you test, the faster you'll find the winner, because sometimes you would test like one ad with a product that's supposedly a winner and you would like, oh, this ad doesn't work and it means this product is not good, right? It's not that the product is not good. It may be your ads are simply not good enough to sell that product. And so people would just simply give up on certain products because they test few ads and those ads don't perform and they're just giving up on them. So for that reason, you wanna be testing at least 10 creatives per product in order to see if that product actually converts and winning for you. So you wanna test at least 10 creatives per each product that you're launching, because if you don't, then you don't even know, like, was it the product that didn't work? Was it the poor ad? But if you have at least 10, then you know, okay, if 10 of those ads didn't perform, maybe it's the product itself. And sometimes entrepreneurs just getting emotionally attached to any one ad. They would work very hard on one ad. They would spend like 2-3 days like making that ad, and then they launch it and that ad doesn't work. And so they just like, okay, probably this product is not a winner, and they just move on. Whereas that product with the right ad could have made him like 6 or even 7 figures in sales. Next thing that I've learned is that you have to model what's working. You have to use Ad Library or Get Hooked AI to see what top brands are running right now. Don't reinvent the wheel, reverse engineer it. If you are running some ads and you're just, okay, what would be the next idea for my ad? And you're thinking, okay, maybe it should be this ad, or maybe you look at some Coca-Cola ads and you're trying to recreate it. Instead of looking at similar brands in your space, similar brands that are like selling like to your exact customer, and just like modeling that ad instead of like recreating it from scratch or just like creating some crazy ideas in terms of how to sell your product, you'll be wasting a lot of money. So you just have to find something that is working right now for your competitors, model that ad for yourself, and that is the quickest way to success. Next lesson is don't copy but model. Take the structure, not the exact script or visuals. Make it your own, but use the proven framework. So instead of just ripping content from other people, which a lot of people do, and it's quite risky because you can get trademark, you can get DMCA, and instead of doing that, what you need to do is you need to take the proven framework for your competitor and then recreate a similar ad for yourself. And when you are creating ads, first 3 seconds matter the most. Your hook should stop the scroll instantly, because if you don't have at least 30-40% of your viewers actually looking at your ad and stopping their scroll, then it means that your ad is simply not good enough and you have to recreate it. Next thing I've learned is that UGC outperforms polished ads. Real people, real results, real reactions. If it doesn't look like an ad, it means it's a good ad, right? Because people are very skeptical these days. And if the ads look super polished, super perfect, like shot somewhere in the studio and everyone's like looking perfect and everyone has like a perfect skin and perfect look, now, that might sell some lifestyle products or some luxury products, but for regular products that you sell to everyday people, that would be just like, hey, this is just like unrealistic. I cannot relate with this brand. I cannot relate with these people, and I would not be buying these products. And the good thing these days that I didn't have when I was starting out is that you can create amazing AI UGC content, so you don't even have to use real people. Like for example, you can use this platform called Make UGC AI, and it will create super realistic videos with different faces. You can see different genders, different looks, right, different age, and you can create these ads in a few minutes instead of sending the product to a real person, and that person would take a few days to make the content, and then they're sending that content back to you, and then you don't like it, and then you give them the feedback, and that whole process takes like a week or two instead of just getting here on one of these platforms. This is one of the platforms and it's great, and creating that AI UGC content instead of getting on one of these platforms like Make UGC AI, or you can use Arc Ads as well, it's a pretty good one too, and creating very visually appealing content that looks very realistic, and it would only take you a few minutes. Next lesson I've learned is that you have to use problem to solution storytelling. You have to show the pain, you have to show the transformation, and you have to make viewers feel the problem before you offer the fix. So if we will look at this ad here, you can see how long this ad copy is. It says, "My hips were killing me. I was desperate, so I ordered this. My hip pain disappeared within weeks. A must try for women with aching hips." And then there's explanation of the problem, what happens, what's the reason this problem happens, and then there's like very long ad copy that explains the product, has some testimonials here, has some benefits of the product, but it's not just like, hey, buy this product because it has these specific ingredients or because it's so special in this way. It starts with identifying the problem, and there's a painful story that this ad is using to drag people in, to remind them of the pain, to show them the pain, to tell them the story of the pain, and only after that showing them the solution. Next lesson is you have to test both images and videos, because sometimes a simple image outperforms a fancy video. You don't have to assume, you don't have to think, oh, videos perform better or images perform better. You have to test both. And so if we look at one of the most successful brands that are advertising right now, it's called Rice Superfoods. They have over 6,000 active ads right now. They're using both images and videos, right? These guys, they're masters at creatives, they're masters at ads, they're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars a day on ads. And if you look at the content, some of this content here is like videos, some of it is images, because different types of content will resonate with different people. Some people will look at this banner and will decide to buy the product. Some people will look at this video and will decide to buy the product. Some people will see this video and then after that they'll see this image and they'll decide to buy the product. So your job as a marketer, as an entrepreneur, to show people different types of content and then let Facebook decide which content to put in front of which person to make them buy your product. And the big problem I see with entrepreneurs these days is that they're very one-sided. So they would just use images or they would use videos, and they would be just like, oh, we only do videos. Images don't work for us. It's not like images don't work for you. It's like you just didn't figure out how to make those images or videos work for your business specifically, and that's your problem. That's not Facebook problem. Next lesson I've learned is that broad targeting beats micro targeting. Let Meta algorithm do the heavy lifting, because their AI is smarter than you, smarter than me. It has data points on every single person. So in our business, spending literally millions of dollars per month on ads, we're just using broad targeting. We don't have any specific demographic options. We don't have any interest targeting. We just go broad and let Facebook figure it out. Next one is Advantage Plus campaigns are crushing it. So consolidate your budget and let Facebook optimize. Simple is better. Next lesson I've learned is that retargeting is overrated. You have to focus on scaling the cold traffic first, because if you cannot convert cold, then retargeting won't save you. So for example, if you have some ads that only speak to people that already know your product, already looking for a great deal, maybe you offer a special discount or something like that. If you're only running those types of ads, those ads will be only shown to a very small segment of people. So what you have to do is you have to make your ads appeal to people that don't even know they have the problem or don't even know they have the solution. There's this book called Breakthrough Advertising that explains different levels of awareness that consumers have. And so some people, for example, would know that they have the back pain, right? It literally hurts. Some people would know that there is a back pain and there's specific pills or specific solutions, or maybe they've tried those solutions before And to those people, you have to speak differently. And so each one of those ads that you create would have to speak to different segments of this audience. And the reason most entrepreneurs cannot scale their ads is because their ads are very one-sided. They're only appealing to one segment of the audience that maybe knows about the product or knows about solution, already has seen their product before, but that audience is very small, so they cannot scale. Next lesson is kill losers fast. If your ad is not profitable after $50 to $100, just cut it, kill it. Don't pray that it works, just kill it and move on. Learn from it, obviously, but you cannot keep something that doesn't make you money running. And I've learned this lesson the hard way because I worked with this company when I was starting out. These are like guys that were spending hundreds of thousands of dollars per day on ads. And I would launch ads because I was an inexperienced advertiser at that point of time. And I would launch ads and I would keep them running for 3-4 days. And the guy would call me, he's like, why are you keeping those ads running? It's like, I'm waiting for the ads to kind of like season and for algorithm to become better and it's like to optimize those ads. He's like, that's bullshit. Like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it works, it starts printing from day one. So just kill it, move on, learn from it, make better ads. That's it. Next lesson I've learned is that you have to scale winners aggressively. So if something is working for you, don't be like, oh, let me increase it by like 20%. Like, just scale more aggressively, because if the ad is truly good, if the ad is a winner, you can just double the budget and the ad will keep working. I have seen so many ads where we would take budgets, from $1,000 a day to like $5,000 a day, like literally within one day, and the ad would still produce because the ad was good. And in business, momentum is everything. So if you have something that's working, you have to double down on it and maximize the momentum. Next lesson is refresh creatives weekly, because ad fatigue is real and you always have to have new angles ready. One thing you have to remember, that no matter how good your ads are, at some point they will die. And when they die, it will be like, you literally go from like $5,000-$10,000 a day in sales like to $1,000, right? Because they just stop working. And so you want to be ready for that. And for that reason, you have to be testing new angles every week in order to find these new winners that will take over the momentum on your ad account. Next lesson is use dynamic creative testing. Let Meta mix and match your assets for you, because sometimes the algorithm, it finds combinations that you would never think of. Maybe this ad copy with this specific image or this specific video, maybe it performs better than anything you thought would work. Next one is use clear CTAs. Tell people exactly what to do next, like shop now, get yours today, don't be vague. You have to tell people exactly what to do, because think about the mindset of the person that just scrolls their Facebook ads feed and they see your ad and they're like, yeah, it's cool ads, it's good, it's good content. It's like, yeah, I'm next. Like, what's next? If you don't tell them, hey, buy now, this is the reason, like, here's like, click this button, buy the product, they will not do it. So you have to just tell them exactly what to do, because people, most of the times, they don't know what to do and you have to tell them. Next lesson is leverage social proof. You have to show reviews, testimonials, and real results in your ads, because people trust what others say about you, not what you say about you. So even if you say your product is perfect and it does like it's so innovative and it's so special, it's much better if other people say that about your product. So if you can get user-generated content, if you can get even AI UGC to have people say some good things about your product, that works a lot better than your brand is literally screaming, this is my product and it works so well. Next lesson is track everything. You have to know your numbers to the T, your ROAS, your CPA, your CTRs, your CPM, and if you don't know your numbers, you're flying blind, right? You're literally putting money on fire because you don't know what's working and you just might be spending money on something that makes you like lose even more money. So use some tracking softwares, either Triple Whale, VTrack, Nordbeam, whatever works for you. There's so many great tracking solutions, but you have to know your numbers to the T, and you have to be constantly in your ads manager just monitoring the numbers. And the best entrepreneurs that I know, they're very numbers driven, they're very analytical. And maybe you're not an analytical person. In that case, that's just like a new skill set that you would have to learn, but you absolutely have to be numbers driven, at least to a certain extent in a business, because otherwise you'll be just burning money. Next lesson is don't overcomplicate. Simple, direct, and proven always beats fancy and new. So don't get distracted by shiny objects. So for example, if you're using VSLs, or maybe you know someone who's using VSLs, and it's very proven framework. It's been around for like 20, 30 years now. There's many people that are doing very well with VSLs, and you're like, no, I don't want to do VSLs. I want to do this like new fancy format that's like maybe like no one else is doing. Great. Like, that might flop, right? So Why not focus on something that's working 80%, 90% of your effort, and then testing some of these new things on the side so that you can see whether they're actually worth pursuing or not. In business, there is so many different things you can do on a day-to-day basis, so you have to be very deliberate with where you spend your time and energy. And if you have something that is working in your business right now, you have to just double down on that first before you get distracted with shiny objects. Next lesson is use long copy to drag people in with your story. If we look at this ad here, right? So the most misunderstood condition affecting women over 50, gluteal tendinopathy, right? So it's like with some weird condition. It's a breakdown of tendons in the hips and buttocks, right? And it's the tell sign is a soreness that radiates from deep inside the joint to outside of the hip, right? So now with this long form ad copy that goes on the ad, and you can see this is like a video ad. So video ad already has some storytelling in it. It already has some story, but still there's a very long ad copy that goes with it, because if you manage to get someone to read this, and after that the person clicks through your website, the intent of them to purchase your product is so much higher. Instead of you having just like few lines of copy, oh, this product, this product has this, and this feature, or it does this, that, and this, like, so there are only few things. Instead, you're dragging them into a story, you're having them read your product, really understand what your product is and what it does and how it works. This would convert so much better than simple ad copy that you would have on the ad. Next lesson is you have to test different offers, like free shipping, bundles, buy one, get one, buy two, get two. See what gets the best response, because sometimes the offer is a real hook. And in many cases, offer is one of the most impactful things you can do, because if you have the right kind of offer, you can take your conversion rate from 2% to 4%. And we have seen it happen in our business so many times where, we would have the website converting at 2% and we would change the offer on the website and it would go to 3-4%. Like literally the same product, just positioned differently, with a better offer, with a better perceived value. So this is one of the most impactful things that you could test. And I would recommend to test at least few offers a month so you can find some of these like big swings that would allow you to scale profitably. Next lesson I've learned is like you have to test different thumbnails, because sometimes the thumbnail alone can double your click-through rate. So don't sleep on this. It's very easy to test. Now, it's not the number one thing that I would test, but let's say you have like a winning ad and you want to test few variations of that ad, thumbnail can be one of the impactful things that you test, and it's very quick to do. Next lesson is always use captions. 80% of people, they watch with their sound off. Just think about it for a second. It's like they want to see your ad, it's kind of like somehow drag them in with the visuals, and now they want to see what the ad is about, and there's no text in it, so they have to actually unmute it, and maybe they're like in the office, maybe they're just skipping the work, and they're just kind of like hiding from their boss, and they want to see the ad, but they cannot, because if they unmute it, like everyone will hear it. And so you have to show them the captions, you have to show them throughout the whole ad what the ad is about and what is the product and what it does and kind of like how it improves their life. And if you don't do that, then pretty much you're losing 80% of people that don't have their sound on. So before you launch any ad whatsoever, try to watch that ad yourself or give it to your girlfriend, boyfriend, like whoever's like in your close proximity, and have them watch that ad and tell you like what that ad is about. If they cannot tell you what that ad is about and exactly what that ad sells, then probably it's not a good ad and you have to add captions to it. Next lesson I've learned is that you have to show the product in use. Don't just talk about it, demonstrate it, because action sells. Like if you show how your product works, so let's say if I was selling this product here and I would want to demonstrate what the product actually does, I would have a demonstration. I would take one of these things and I would put it, and then I would show, wow. It's like kind of like I would show the face reaction. I would show kind of like how the product actually, impacts my life. Whether it's a consumable product or it's some gadget that you can easily demonstrate, you have to incorporate some of that demonstration in your ad because action sells. Next one is highlight unique features. What makes your product different? If you have some special features or the product works in some unique way, or maybe it has like a special taste, whatever that is, you have to show it pretty quickly in the ad. I would recommend to do it in the first 15 to 30 seconds, at least give people some kind of idea how the product is different, because if you don't do that, then most people will probably not watch until the end of your ad to discover that, and you're just like losing on all of those sales. Next lesson is use urgency and scarcity, like limited stock, sales and tonight. It works. Like just give people a reason to act now, because if you don't give them the reason, then they'll just try to delay that decision. Humans say, maybe I'll do it later, or I'll check it out later. But if you give them a special offer, it expires at midnight. If you don't buy right now, you're missing out on a deal. That person is a lot more likely to buy. That will give you more sales faster, which will make your ads more profitable and will allow you to scale like right away. Next one is test different ad lengths, because there's always these rules like, oh, the best ads are under 60 seconds. Oh, the best ads are these like long VSLs that are like 3 to 5 minutes. Every business is different. And so sometimes, like even in our business, we're testing these 15-second ads and they outperforming like 3-minute VSLs. And sometimes 60-second ads outperforms 2-minute ads. So you have to test all of these formats and then based on data, decide which formats are the most profitable for your business, specifically for your product. And also with Andromeda update, Facebook likes when you have different variations of content. So Facebook likes when you have longer ads, shorter ads, images, carousels, like all of the different formats that you can test. So you have to give Facebook as much inventory as possible so it puts it in front of right people that would respond to those ads. Next lesson is stack testimonials. The more real people watching for you, the better, because social proof compounds. If you have testimonials like back to back to back to back, different people, different ethnicities, different ages, different genders, if your product appeals to both genders, like this is like one of the most impactful like things that you could do. And you can compound that social proof by collecting testimonials from customers. We're using the app called Looks. There's many other apps you can use as well. Also, if people just like emailing you with some like kind words about your product, you can just screenshot it and use it as an ad. You can also just send product to some creators and ask them to send you feedback on the product. And so now let's say 10 of them send you the feedback or reviews of the product. You can put all of those in one ad, and those ads typically crush because those are real people sharing their real experiences with a real product, and those ads print. Next lesson is use before and after shots. Transformation sells, especially in beauty, fitness, health. You have to show the journey, and ideally the faster you show it, the better. And here on Get Hooked, you can use this filter before and after to see all of the before and after ads for different products. Like for example, this one here is for some health product where it's, the person couldn't walk before, right? And you can clearly see that. And then the person walks after using the specific product that they're selling here. And so this is AI generated, which makes it very easy to create. And very quickly you realize what this product does and what is the main benefit of it. Another example here, you can see this gum here on this tooth is inflamed, right? So even though I have no idea what this product is, but I know exactly what it does. It fixes the gum. And I don't even speak German. This ad is in German here, but I understand what the ad is about. So sometimes one picture worth 1,000 words, as I say. Another example here where literally this person, you clearly can see that the skin gotten better for this person, brighter, and also like the texture of the skin has improved. This one here fixed the legs, right? Like it seems like, again, like I don't even speak this language. I don't even know what this language is, but I know exactly what is the problem. There's like some veins here on this leg, and boom, 7 days, I guess, it got fixed with this specific product. So there's so many different like examples. There's literally 80,000 before and after ads that you can use as your inspiration, especially in health beauty niche. It's one of the most impactful ads that you can do. Next lesson is don't be afraid to polarize, because bold claims get attention. You just have to back them up. So you can use some controversial hooks. Like for example, oh, this industry hates this company because this company just transformed how people fix their back pain or fix their lips or fix their skin, right? So this is just one example. So you can use those controversial hooks to get the attention as long as you can justify and back them up with real data, with real results, your ads will crush. Next lesson is test different audiences. So even if you use broad targeting, you can try different geos, ages, interests, because sometimes the winner is where you least expect. So for example, if you sell the product for women 45 plus, and maybe some of the customers will be 45 to 55, but then some of them, for some reason, 25 to 35 would also buy your product. So that just opens a different segment of your market that you can speak to differently. Maybe you have different angles, maybe you use different ads to appeal to that demographic. So to use some younger models or younger actors, but that will open a different market and different segment of the population that you can sell your products to. The same comes with different geos. So for example, you can sell your product in German markets, Spanish speaking market, even in smaller markets in Europe like Swedish or Finnish. There's companies literally spending tens of thousands of dollars per day on these smaller markets. And so if you're selling very well, let's say in US market, you can expand to some of these countries and double your sales overnight. Now, in some of these new geographical markets, you need to find out the right payment processing for that market. You can also translate your pages, so that will make your conversion and appeal even higher. So there's certain logistics things that you have to put in place in order to make it work, but the upside is worth it. You can double your business, triple your business, quadruple your business if you appeal to these different markets. And so the way we do it in our business is like we test different countries. Let's say we test the European Union, Spanish speaking countries, and we see which markets are getting us the best results. And after we see, let's say Mexico works very well for us, so we translate all of our ads and all of our landers to Spanish, and we run them in Mexico specifically, and that helps us to get like $5, $10, $20,000 in extra sales per day just from those markets. Next lesson is monitor frequency. If your frequency is above 2 and results drop, you have to refresh your creatives. Don't burn out your audience. If you see like the frequency is just like increasing, you're hitting the same people again and again with the same ads, you have to just drop new creatives in. You have to test new variations of content, maybe new formats, maybe new concepts, maybe new models. You can't just burn your audience and expect that they'll continuously buy from the same ads if you've shown those ads for so many times. Next lesson is don't touch your ads too often. Let the algorithm optimize. Oftentimes entrepreneurs like making small tweaks throughout the day to the ads or to the ad sets and just like constantly resetting that learning cycle for Facebook is like, just leave it alone, let it run, right? As long as the metrics are good, you have good click-through rate, you have good CPMs, let those ads accumulate the data, get some purchases, learn like where the best customers are located to show your ads in front of those people, and then you can optimize your ads later. But if you're constantly touching your ads, they'll never optimize. Next one is CBO versus ABO. Like people ask me all the time, Alex, what's the best CBO or ABO? Test both. Like CBO, which is campaign budget optimization, it lets Meta allocate your budget across ad sets for you, and it's great for scaling. ABO, it's an ad set budget optimization. It gives you more control over where to put your budget, but it's also could be scalable, right? So sometimes like ABO campaigns, you can spend $5,000, $10,000 a day on those, no problem. So you have to test both and see which kind of budget allocation works the best for you, but at the core of it, it's just the great creatives. If you have like poor creatives and you try to force them with CBO campaigns, it wouldn't work because you just like have the shitty ad and you're trying to amplify and put more budget behind it, it will just die. So all of these tactical small things that you can play with, you can absolutely experiment, you can absolutely test all of them, but focus first on creating good ads. Next lesson is test new angles monthly. New pain points, new hooks, new stories, because the market gets bored very fast, especially if you have 20 competitors selling similar products and they're probably copying your ads or ripping your ads, and you just like very quickly getting to the saturation point. And you're showing your ads to the same people, so your frequency goes up and you're just like hammering market. And so I have the solution for you here. So I have this angle research prompt that you can use with AI. All you have to do is put your product name, put the product description, put the primary angle, and just put it into ChatGPT, and it will give you some like 5-10 new angle ideas for the product that you're selling. And if you want me to send this whole prompt to you, this whole document, just DM me angles on Instagram. There should be my Instagram below this video, or you can see it on screen here, and I'll send it over to you. This will give you the ability to expand to new audiences, new countries, new demographics, and to appeal to people with totally new angle. Next lesson is analyze your comments. Feedback in your ad comments is gold for new ideas. So if you see everyone is asking, oh, does it work for Afro-American people? Oh, does it work for people that have specific condition? those are like literally golden ideas that you can use for new angles for your ads. And oftentimes entrepreneurs just kind of like outsource it. They give it to their support team or their VA to monitor the comments. I personally like to see our comments like every week, because every time I look at our comments, I find some new ideas on how we can improve our product pages, maybe certain questions we didn't answer on our product pages, and that's why people are asking those questions. Maybe some of the things we can integrate into our ads to handle a specific objection, like people asking, oh, how fast until I get the product? So now maybe we didn't answer that properly in our ads, and that's why people are asking these questions, and that literally becomes an ammunition for our landing pages, for the product pages. So that is literally the best ammunition that you can have with your ads, because it comes directly from the people that want to buy your product. Next lesson is never stop testing. The only way to lose is to stop iterating. Winners get replaced fast. Like your winner that you have right now, maybe you have that winning ad that's been carrying you for weeks or for months. At some point it will die. So you have to test new variations, new angles, new hooks. And again, if you want the angle prompt for AI that you can use starting today to create some of these new angles and to give your ad some new life, just DM me angles on Instagram and I'll send it over. Next lesson I've learned is use Get Hooked AI image generation. You can create ad variations in seconds, and you can use those images to expand with your ads. So all you have to do here is go to AI image ads on Get Hooked platform. And as you can see here, I had this original ad that was taken from one of my competitors. This was like literally before and after image for a person that improved their skin. And these are all different images, right? You can see here. Now here they have the same closing, but here it's black versus red. Here it's red versus green. Here it's red and red, right? But the images are different and you can test them very fast. Like all of these images were generated here within like 60 seconds. All you have to do is pick up the inspiration from your personal swipe file on Get Hooked, that one of the ads that you have saved, and generate these within like 60 seconds, and you can run them on your ads. Next lesson is spy on funnels, not just ads, and you can use Get Hooked AI for this. If you just copy the ads, you don't see the full picture of why certain people buy from certain brands or how much money they're making with all of the upsells that they have. So what I like to do is to spy on my competition or people that are advertising successfully. So for example, if I wanted to sell a pet product, I can use Brand Spy here on Get Hooked to see literally all of the best ads from my competitor. Here, I can go to their landing pages from here. So this one is not active. If I go here, boom, this is the landing page that they use. They have like a specific landing page here. I would model exactly the page that they have here. I also see how much traffic they're sending to each one of these pages. So this one here, it's slightly different than the previous one. It says the only PPAD that requires no training and lasts over the year, versus this one says this new PPAD attracts dogs like magnet, right? So there's like different reasons to buy this product. So for example, they might have some specific landing pages or some upsells in a funnel that makes them successful. And if I'm just copying the ads, if I'm just modeling the ads, I don't see the full pictures, and I might make less money from every customer that these guys do. And that means I will lose. So always look at the bigger picture. Don't just look at the ads, look at the whole funnel and model that funnel for yourself. Next lesson is spot trends early using Get Hooked AI. You can see which brands are scaling, which brands are downscaling, what is working right now in the market, which ad formats, which landing pages, like literally the whole advertising picture, so that you can be as profitable as possible and you can copy what's working right now. So I'm personally spying on so many different brands and different categories, because I want to see exactly what's working, not just for my direct competitors, but also for people that are selling in different niches. I want to see what landing page formats are working right now, what type of offers that are working right now. For example, get 6 pairs for the price of 3, right? Like I love this, right? Buy 3, get 3 free. Boom. Right? This is a good offer. So now I might take this offer and test it for myself instead of just like selling 1, 2, 3. I'm like, okay, let me test this offer and see if it gets me the higher average order value and makes me more profitable with my ads. And then based on the data that I see here, like, so this brand went from 867 ads to over 4,000 ads launched in a single month. They like literally unleashed like basically 5x the amount of ads that they're running. And that gives me the indication that something that they're doing right now actually works. Also different content formats, videos, carousel. So now I'm able to see all of their ads. I'm able to see their best performing ads, their best performing landing pages, and that allows me to get on these trends very quickly, jump on winning ad formats, jump on winning landing page formats, and that allows me to be step ahead of my competition. Now, I know I shared a lot of things with you, and it takes time and effort to execute all of these things, and some of these things might be more impactful for you than others. So if you want my personalized help and my team help to just execute these things in the right order for your business specifically to help you double, triple, sometimes even 10x your business, then you can apply to work with me and my team below. We have the program where we'll literally guide you step by step and help you execute some of the things here and also many more that we have that we see working for different businesses in your business specifically to increase your sales, increase your profit, and help you make more money. So if you're interested in that, just click the link below to apply to work with me and my team. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched until this point, hit a like on this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.